Another big win for you guys. I thought a real good first period came out and came up to that 2-0 lead. Take us through that game and your thoughts.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think the first period was probably one of our best in a long time. The guys, every line, everybody rolled over, and when you can sustain pressure and shots, and you kind of take the energy out of the other team. And I think going at the start of the second period, we kind of let them get back a little bit, and that's where the tides kind of turned in the game. Obviously, they had the goal called back, but I think we gave them a little bit of energy because if we came out with the same way we started the first and did in the second, I think we could have really stepped on their throat.
Nick Serzica, I thought played a great game tonight. 0 shots up until about that 12-minute mark on the Pete's power play. Comes up with that huge save, and then comes up with some nice ones throughout the rest of the game. I thought a real big game for him.
Yeah, it's a great response from him. Even the game in Windsor, I don't think. You could totally take it on him. I think it's the easiest thing to do is to switch goalies to try to change momentum. But I think he's responded. He's always bounced back for this team in a lot of different scenarios through last year and this year. So obviously it's easy to go back to him. His work ethic, the way he carries himself, he's always prepared. So I think he did a great job. There was a lot of big saves, especially late in that game. Like you said, there's a couple on the power play. I just think he played great.
Big points for you guys. Obviously, you collect the 2 in Windsor the other night, and then again here tonight on home ice. You look at Barrie tomorrow again, another team that you obviously look to get points against. It won't be an easy game with the travel and the quick turnaround, but take us through this week, and again for you guys, making and wanting to get points here.
Yeah, I think for this group, we try to narrow our focus. Like we looked at this week. We had a game, 3 games in however many days, 5 days or whatever. But we focused on tonight was our preparation. The guys are getting food, everything now, get a good rest, and then we'll turn the page, and then we focus on tomorrow. And if we can focus on the first 20 minutes and we come out like the way we did tonight, then we just build from there. And I think if you look at the big picture, sometimes it gets overwhelming, but if we can narrow it down to, first 5 minutes, first shift for each guy, and that's how when we play like that, that's how we have first periods like we did tonight.
Patty touched a little bit on it as far as the first period is concerned. Then there was that little bit of a letdown in the second period, and that has been a little bit of an MO of this team throughout this season. Can you put your finger on that as to why sort of the second period we tend to take our foot off the gas a little bit?
Yeah, it could be a lot of different things for different teams. I think for us, whether the way, when my view of it, the first period or the start of the second, we made a couple soft plays coming out of our zone. We let a couple guys get behind us, and we give up big chances. Obviously, there's a partial breakaway with a huge rebound, and it's just, sometimes it's focus, sometimes it's a puck bounce, but we have to be able to, after having a first period like we did, we can't start sniffing for offense because, we're more of a meat and potatoes where we have to bring energy, and that's not how we are going to win hockey games, is getting into foot races with teams. And sometimes that's just a mentality that happens after you have a period like you did in the first, but we have to be able to, respond in a better way.
I think now you folks have got points in 4 of your last 7 games on home ice. Is that and obviously we saw it at the end of the game. You're going to defend your home ice. Is that kind of a focus in the second half to let teams know that you're not coming in here and it's not going to be an easy go?
Yeah, I think our message to the guys, especially over the last 3 to 4 weeks, is we want them to compete. If it's at home, if it's on the road. The only way this team is going to be successful, we're a young team. I think it's been talked about a lot, but that's not an excuse for hard work. And I think if you see the way that they've played, especially the last 4 or 5 games, we've upped that, what it means to us, what we're willing to do to win hockey games. And there's a lot of guys. Look at O'Mary tonight. He gets it's a freak accident, gets a skate. He comes back in that game. It's guys that want to play. They want to compete for this team, and I think that's been a big difference for us in the last 5 or 6 games.
And for you personally, we really haven't had a chance to chat with you since joining the club. Talk to us a little bit about the transition to coaching and how that's gone for you.
Yeah, it's obviously I've been around this team my whole life. Even I always came back here in the summer, skated here or trained in the locker room, so I'm very familiar. Me and Al have a long relationship. I played with him during the lockout in 11-12 in Croatia, so our relationship goes back. There was talks in the summer, but I wasn't sure if I was going to continue playing. I played last year in Germany and really enjoyed it, but it was getting time with my family, and my kids are getting a little older to put down some roots here. So obviously when the opportunity came in November with everything that happened with Sully and him leaving, it was an opportunity to step in and help them out, because obviously Al was leaving soon. So the transition has been great. It's a lot of familiar faces around here, so that part of it's been pretty easy.
It's, I think the first back-to-back wins for the team since before Halloween. I mean, even a 2-game winning streak, what does this do for the guys' confidence and their mindset going forward?
I think it kind of rewards them for the effort. Like, I think if you look at the effort the last 2 games, like we're trying to build a foundation, and if there's rewards come with the points, that's great. But we're trying to set like an expectation that they have to come in every day and what they have to give to us in games. And obviously, it's nice getting the points, but I think if we're building something to move forward with, I think it has to be with the effort we've seen in the first period, especially, and then the way we closed out games at the end of the game.
I guess with the trade deadline coming up, I mean, you've been through this before as a player. Is there anything the coaches can say to the kids, or kind of help them through it to kind of keep their mind on the game?
Yeah, trade deadlines are interesting. As a player, I had the experience of being traded 3 times, and so it's a different feeling. Obviously, when you played in junior, I was traded as well, and it's an uneasy feeling for kids. Honestly, I don't think there's anything anybody can say. Obviously, when the trade deadline passes and you're still in the position you are, it's a relief. It's hard to comment on it. I know I was in Mississauga when I got traded to the Sioux, and it's an uneasy feeling. You got to change high schools, you change billets and everything. So obviously you want to keep all the kids. The kids are all great kids. They give everything they have right now for our team, and we're starting to build something, but it's part of the business as well. Obviously there's teams that are building, there's teams that are selling, and you never know what's going to happen in the next 7-8 days or whatever it is.